I think without COVID, his story looks very, very different. If he doesn't put that tape out, he might be pulling garbage, I guess you could say, but.
To Ravens camp we go. This team were so close to winning a Super Bowl last year that was the year they fall short. Can this year be the year that it happens?
The Baltimore Ravens have always been defined by defense that is physical, aggressive, and stingy. A style that ideally fits a young Canadian player trying to help them finish the job this season, linebacker Tavius Robinson, whose journey has taken him from the darkness of anonymity to football's biggest stage.
Tavius Robinson is a glass eater. Every play, and I'm not exaggerating, he has given effort.
If you want to talk about playing like a Raven, he's that kind of guy.
Thrown to the turf by Tavius Robinson. Standing play by the second-year edge rusher.
I mean, you were a bit of a secret. You kind of developed in the shadows a little.
Completely in the dark. I didn't put myself out there.
Yeah.
That's how I've always been.
He doesn't crave the spotlight by any means.
It wasn't like he was coming out of a big city, but everybody saw the potential.
Tavius was like the guy.
But lights go down, lights out, boom.
OUA present to cancel university sports for the rest of 2020.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
That changed everything.
Guelph, Ontario can be very unassuming. Not a football mecca, but a place where the sport is supported by a passionate community of fans and families like the Robinsons, whose oldest son always knew what he wanted to be.
That's the first picture right there.
I just remember loving the game early, you know. Football's always been the biggest part of my life.
Just keep everything in this room, some of his jerseys. He got a lot of great awards.
I remember growing up and seeing the pictures of my dad.
You could tell the type of player he was.
I was a quiet guy, but I was kind of lethal.
Yeah, everything I've heard, tough as nails. He was that guy. Seeing the pictures of my uncle playing in the CFL.
Well, this is my brother, Junior Robinson, Edmonton. He's over here in the corner.
A different quarterback handing him the ball now. Barrett just got rid of it, and he really was popped by Junior Robinson.
Junior Robinson was a devastating football player. If you have his parents that he came from and an uncle like Junior Robinson, I mean, I don't think that the apple falls too far from the tree.
They both were hard-hitting, violent dudes. That's kind of the style I try to play with.
He was so dominant. I knew in grade 9 that Tavius would be a professional football player.
Every play has to be full out. Can't leave anything on the field.
How much were you recruited coming out of high school?
I was recruited basically from every school in Canada, but anything down south, like not at all.
We had told him at a young age, like, why don't you put yourself out there? But, you know, he was just a humble guy. I'll just get there when I get there. I was so proud that he chose Guelph. Almost like a tribute, like, I'm going where my uncle played.
The first day we stepped on campus, we had the rookies together. We're looking up going, like, what do you do to this rookie class? There's no way.
Tavius is an imposing figure. There's no question about it, right? He stands out amongst the crowd. He was on the all-rookie team in 2019, so he was an OUA All-Star in our league. So the future was bright here in Canada, for sure.
He's going to be a high draft pick in the CFL. Going into his third year, I think everyone knows that.
The NBA has made the decision. Starting tomorrow, play is suspended.
Coming up next, we will talk about what it means for the National Hockey League.
Of major events being disrupted by the virus is continuing to grow.
When then COVID hit, things were getting shut down slowly, gyms were getting closed.
We were all like, okay, we can sleep in for a week. This is perfect. Quickly, a few days turned into like a few weeks.
We were connecting with all the players over that time period as there was a lot of questions that were coming up.
Their dynamic changed. Their opportunity diminished.
We were just trying to, keep things together in the world.
COVID was devastating to a lot of people in a lot of ways.
I just remember him saying, like, I can't sit here and do nothing.
It was a blessing that I was with the roommates I had and I met the friends that I did, because when that happened, nothing changed for us. We didn't know if there's gonna be football, but we knew when it came back, like, we were gonna be ready.
Come on. One more. Big breath.
All the fields were shut down. There was nowhere to train. Like, wherever we would go, there would be bylaw and, like, you'd get kicked off the field.
Coach pulling up and just catching us red-handed on our own field that was a bad look. So there was a couple soccer fields out of sight.
It was just a fight to find a field, and that's what we had to do, so.
So yeah, we tried to go either mornings or nights, because we're like, well, let's just beat the shift.
Whatever time it was, we just meet up the field, get to working as fast as we can.
They had a core group of players that just said, we gotta believe it's gonna end.
Yeah.
Things are gonna get better. It's called hope.
Till the sun goes down, baby.
Let's keep going.
Till the sun goes down.
All varsity sports in the Ontario University system are now canceled.
This was very, very difficult to come to this decision, but we do think it's the right decision. We think it's in the best interest of our students.
So as soon as we kind of knew, okay, season's done, I think that was a catalyst to say, wait a minute, I have dreams that are this big. Those dreams might slip away.
With a lost football season, things looked dim before an unexpected opportunity reignited hope.
This is the only opportunity where you can transfer to an NCAA school and be eligible right away also, because at normal times you wouldn't be eligible. You'd have to wait a year.
Jake was all like, man, like, you're not gonna be here next year. Like now's your chance. We're gonna make a tape and you're gone. And I'm like, yeah, like, we're gonna do that. Like, cool, whatever.
He had really good film, but he's not a social media guy. He didn't want to put himself out there, but he was forced.
You get all the clips together, sense of all the coaches I had.
Put it out there and see what happens.
Well, I'm just basically sitting at my desk and I get this call from a former Ole Miss Rebel. Eric Tillman calls me and says, hey, they've decided they're not going to play this year in Canada. Have some guys I'd love for you to look at. And obviously Tavius was one of them.
That's just almost unfair.
I don't know if I made it past this right here before I was walking down to our defensive coordinator to show him this guy.
He's 6'8", Sean.
I was about to work at 1-800-GOT-JUNK when I was supposed to start in like 2 days, and then Ole Miss came in, and that was my first like big offer, and I was like, wow, like this is actually gonna happen. That was huge to me.
As soon as he put that tape out, he goes from a nobody in U.S. college sports to like everybody wants him now. LSU just came off the Natty, and Tavius is in his room, and he goes, don't say a word. Coach O's about to FaceTime me. Oh my God, like.
When we win the national championship, you talk about dedication, you talk about setting goals and then achieving them all.
If I want to be the best, and I have to compete with the best. Like, if I can't play down there in the best conference, then I'm not going to play in the NFL. And then at that point, it became a loyalty thing for me, and that's what made me choose Ole Miss.
So a summer that you were going to spend at 1-800-GOT-JUNK, you spent in the SEC.
Well, yeah.
Tavius was about to take his first steps into the gigantic limelight of the SEC.
All of a sudden, he's in maybe the highest pressure situation in sports.
Football in the South is totally different.
It's not just a hobby, this is life.
But he wasn't out of the dark yet.
He gets on campus and he immediately gets put into quarantine for a week, 10, 14 days. He's staying right here in a one-bedroom apartment that, was here when my parents went to school here. And that's his first impression of Ole Miss, how he handled that whole first 2 weeks. His true character was kind of revealed during that time to me.
Finally, it was time to step out of the dark.
Literally, the first practice when I was out there running around with those guys and hitting with those guys, it was like I belonged there.
Tavius is the best practice player I've ever been around. And I say that because I believe in practice habits make game reality.
Watch Tavius Robinson flatten.
To see a young kid just put his head down and work.
Wrapped up again by Tavius Robinson.
He grinded his way to the top.
Tavius Robinson brings him down.
I was just proud to see him on that stage.
Tavius Robinson, the hit.
By his last year, you knew he was a can't-miss NFL guy.
Ravens select Tavius Robinson, linebacker, Ole Miss.
I want to know your reaction when you were selected by a team that is defined by defense.
Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, like those guys built that foundation. The fact that the Ravens saw that I played their style of defense, you know, just a blessing for real.
And then to go get your first sack on prime time in the NFL.
Tavius Robinson, he's a rookie out of Mississippi, a 4th-round draft choice.
We were like, Tavius just sacked Joe Burrow on prime time. Like, it was unbelievable.
It's awesome, man. I mean, that's my kid, yeah.
That's like our guy.
COVID took so many opportunities away from people.
Yeah.
And yet, in your son's case, it gave him an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
What goes through your mind when you look at how COVID changed his journey?
What goes through my mind? Shoot.
825?
Good test it right now, for real.
It was big. The best feeling I could have, man. And for a dad, the best feeling.
We'll start on your move.
It was obvious that he had talent. I don't think it was a huge leap of faith. Little 6'8" Tavius could get to the next level.
I really don't think you can catch me on my move.
Because of how he lives his life, he was going to play football, and he was going to be successful.
While COVID was definitely the catalyst, he went out and got it done.